Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of Market Check, brought to you by BB. There is no second best live YouTube stream to talk about the markets. Welcome back, guys. Happy Thursday, February 19th. I mean, we're like halfway done with Q1. I think Prometheus was making a comment about this on our spaces yesterday, but really, like, time does fly in markets, and of course, the start of this year has been no exception, right? I'm Snorlax. You guys also know me as Tommy. I'm joined by Tucker, Prometheus, and of course, Big Louie. We're going to have a great episode for you guys today. But before we can get into the market commentary, before we can get into the charts, obviously everything else that we know you guys want us to cover on this show, I'm going to ask if you can hit the like button for us. Let's run it up. Let's have a great show. Well, that's going to happen regardless, and we're going to be serving up alpha regardless. But we might have to interrupt that alpha for soybeans if the like button is not up to par. So we'll see what we get, guys. But let's talk about the markets. I mean, just kind of looking at the watch list today, there's not really too much to write home about, right? There are a few things I think that are probably worth discussing. I mean, the S&P, the NASDAQ are pretty much flat on the day. Bitcoin also mostly flat on the day. I mean, there are a lot of these like high cap stocks and assets that are flat on the day. ETH is down like 1 to 2%. So it's like kind of coming into its recent range lows. Obviously, it's going to have to hold those potentially for relief, or are we going to break them now and then see kind of where the chips fall? We'll discuss that on today's stream. The VIX is climbing above 20 right now. That's a huge level for it. Gamma, I'm not gonna try to like explain the whole gamma profile of the market. It's not really my expertise, but I do know above 20 and above 25, those are kind of like the key levels to watch for right now here over the next few days. I think we have OPEX tomorrow, and then we'll see how the market trades into the end of the month. Obviously, that's kind of when we typically see that volatility come into the market, or at the very least, we see volatility within the market. Have some volatility, right? That's not always inherently up or down. But we're going to be here to talk about all of that and then some with you guys. All of your favorite altcoins. Well, maybe not all of them, but some of them certainly. And if you have anything that you want us to look at today, be my guest. Drop it in the chat. We'll do our best to look at as many tickers today as possible. But how are we doing, guys? What are we thinking about the markets here? How is our Thursday going thus far? Do we have any thoughts, broader, anything unrelated to the market? Who knows, man? Happy Thursday.
Anything unrelated to the market? You don't want to talk about the market?
If you want, I mean, if there's anything on your brain.
Unrelated? I don't know, man. There's not. I mean, it's Thursday. We're probably gonna nuke. We're probably gonna nuke. That's just kind of
Thursdays have sucked.
Yeah, Thursdays are tough. So 30K incoming. I don't know about that, bro. About that.
No, I can get behind
that. Tommy's already behind that. The scariest levels imaginable. What would be the scariest levels imaginable? Like sub last cycle
like lows, man. That to me is the scariest level imaginable.
When you say cycle lows, are you talking about last cycle's lows?
Like 2022 lows.
Like 17K, 15K?
Yeah, like a very, very quick move into that level that gets bought back up. And when I say quick, it's going to be like a weekly wick, not like a 1 hour wick. It's going to be scary. At least if we go down there. I've been not to beat a dead horse, because I was kind of talking about the same thing yesterday, but I think the question that we have to ask is like, okay, well, are we seeing a cycle ending, or are we going to see a secular ending to the market cycle later this year, right? And I think a secular ending, when we're talking about a pullback from like a 10 or 15 year trend versus a 3 or 4 year trend, that's a significant difference in my opinion. But I'm not going to beat the dead horse today.
Please don't beat him.
Stop. He's already dead.
What are whose chart is that? Like you read you and Prometheus's chart. I'm pretty sure it's Louis, but they look very similar.
Louis got the
Like
the black gray
yellow.
monochrome. Yeah. I got the yellow like anti-blue light, the anti-blue light canvas.
I may need to switch up. I've had the gray colors for years now. Might be time for a switch up.
Sometimes you just need a change, man.
Yeah, man.
Aesthetically.
It enhances your trading skills by 20%.
Yep.
Oh,
Maybe
the
even more.
chef.
It adds 5 horsepower for every sticker you put on.
5 horse burgers. 5 horse burgers.
Where are we looking at, guys, today?
We were just kind of going through the comments
Mhm.
very briefly.
Are they good? Challenging?
They're mixed.
Yeah.
Mixed.
I mean, how about this S&P chart, man?
It looks even worse if you put the ES on.
I've heard gamma more times in the last few weeks than I hope to ever hear it again in my life.
2022 was, or 2023, I think, was the gamma season.
Yeah. Fan of Charm.
The Gamma Boys.
Gamma goons.
Look at oil. Oil
Yeah,
looks pretty
man.
good.
Big move out of oil. If you've been watching and paying attention, a lot of U.S. oil tankers, like the oil tanker planes, have been relocating to the Middle East.
Great.
Great.
That is probably worth discussing. I mean, let's talk about energy, right? Like
Mhm.
I saw, and I've also been seeing way more of these option flow tweets on my feed for the last like week or so as well. I don't ever feel like those accounts are super informative though, but I did see this morning there was like a $7 million call order for XLE.
Oh wow.
I was craving a rhino stir fry last night. My God. Exotic meat burger. That's the business, boys.
Man, somebody pushed that large of a position on XLE,
Yeah.
and it looks like this. Crazy. Identical to the Exxon chart.
Oil looks nuts, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of bearishness on oil at these lows. Typical.
I like it.
Yeah.
Whenever
yeah.
there is lots of bearishness, I'm interested.
Hey now, Jackus.
Hey, now.
I remember one of Tom Lee's guys came out on CNBC and was calling for oil to $40. That was kind of my get long signal.
Yeah. I mean, weekly RSI looks beautiful. Flipping the
Mhm.
50. We're still in like this consolidation. So I think this could be leading. If it could hold above 50, this should follow. Big
Nice.
breakout. Multi-year consolidation into high time frame demand. Love these setups. Everyone gets bared up with the lows.
That's bearish for human life, bro.
Yeah.
You know that, right? That is bearish for humans. There's
Oil?
gonna be an event that forces oil higher. Is basically what that's saying.
Oh, there's going to be
Yeah.
an event. All right.
Oil is going to $200 and higher.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah.
to be fair, it was pumping all of 2021. It looks like as well. Just looking
Mhm.
back. So that's interesting.
Jeez.
Mood.
Oh no.
Oh my God. Yeah, this is also real. Oh, I mean, look, tomorrow is a once in 6,000 year astrological event.
What does that mean?
It's going to happen either tomorrow or around that date. I'm just waiting.
You know, something I thought about because we didn't have markets open on Monday was that today is like Wednesday and tomorrow is going to be Thursday, meaning that today we're just going to get zero vol, and then Friday is going to be like our Thursday sell-offs.
Interesting.
Yeah, but usually when Tommy makes the videos on Thursday, it's usually a dump day.
Mhm.
It is.
Oh,
There's been like one exception to that. I want to say it was also on a short week. So I don't know.
Yeah, maybe Prometheus is right. Maybe there's something to that with the Monday markets closed.
Push it back a day, boys.
The big thing to me is like Vixpiration was yesterday, and the February Vixpiration always, like, sometimes we get some pretty crazy volatility coming out of that into March. Something about it, man.
I also saw something with like all the planets are going to be lining up above the pyramids.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
I did.
Yeah.
That is a thing.
I feel like, so there's some really bearish astrology towards the end of April. And if we do what we did last year, we're going to be bought up before that. Because, I mean, that's pretty much exactly what happened last year. We had this super bearish April astrology on, like, I think it was April, like, 20th. And, yeah, I mean, we front ran it. So I kind of feel like that's what's going to happen this time, is that we're going to front run it. Everybody is going to call for worse in April, and it's just already going to be done.
Hold on, that bottom left one did not look like Sailor Man. Put that back up.
That's it.
Put it up.
That's
Put it up.
That's
That is-
Heisenberg.
Yeah, that is not Michael Saylor.
No, the jawline's too strong.
Yeah. So there was another buyer.
You guys
That-
think that Warsh is going to be a buy the news or sell the news? What do you
When
guys
is
think
that?
about
When
that?
is that happening?
I think May.
I think
believe.
he's bullish for the markets, but obviously there will be a first shock.
Bitcoin holder.
The bottom left looks like Powell. J. Powell hidden in Sailor. Maybe
I
he's
think
maybe he's the double identity guy. Has anyone ever seen J. Powell and Michael Saylor in the same room?
that bottom picture looks like Nick Saban, man.
Oh my goodness.
I think Warsh will be bullish for the market, but I also don't think he's going to be the guy who's like gung ho printing a ton of money in the same way that we've seen with like Powell. I don't know. I think that, yeah, he'll cut rates, but I don't think that he will be like printing. Like, he'll be a little bit more of a conservative Fed chair, I think, ultimately, versus not politically, but as far as like fiscal management.
You think Warsh will be more conservative than Powell?
Yes, I do.
Really?
That's interesting.
Well, I mean, I'm just using what he said coming out of 2008 as an example. Like, he was not in favor of bailing out the banks. And I personally think that would have been a huge mistake, obviously, because he would have had a repeat of like the 1930s. But I think he is probably more predisposed to avoiding just like the massive amounts of fiscal printing relative to Powell. I could be totally wrong on that, right? I'm not going to pretend to be an expert on Fed chairs, but that's just my view. He will cut rates, though. Like, I think what we expect him to do as far as like the rate cutting cycle, I imagine that he will oblige, but I'm going to hesitate to go as far as to say as like he's going to be as, we'll call it progressive as Powell was. with
But
the
Powell, no, Dorito makes a good point though, dude. Powell was not like crazy printing, right? I mean, like COVID.
2020
right?
we did though, like
Okay, yeah, but
I mean more so like the crisis response is going to be like, it's probably going to be different.
Well, that implies that we're gonna have a crisis. Raising one eyebrow.
If you look at the probabilities, I mean, we aren't supposed to get our next cut until June, which would be the first meeting that Warsh is in office. I'm assuming he's going to cut his first meeting just to appease Trump. Like, I think that's probably, you know, even if it's only a 25 basis point cut, the real question is like, we are pricing in only 2 rate cuts this year, and CPI is dropping like a hot rock. And I'm like, at what point are we just going to enter into like massive deflation? And they're not going to want to deal with that. And that's when they're going to start heavily slashing rates.
Yeah, it's a good point. Well, CPI was pretty good. It's pretty good. So
yeah, it seemed like the board was pretty split on what to do at the next meeting, from what I read this week, on whether to cut or hike
for March.
I don't know when the timetable was for that, but I was just reading that the committee was split.
Yeah, it's like a toss up in June right now for cut or no cut, and for July as well.
I think this is accurate, personally, and it is a reason, in my opinion, that they should be cutting.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But it's like this balancing act, right? Because you can't say that deflation started and cut because of that, or the market's going to absolutely panic. And you have to admit that you've been gaming these job numbers for the last year, which nobody would be surprised by. That's actually the case. But at the same time, right, like if we try to keep saying the economy is very strong and even reaccelerating, you don't really get to keep cutting rates. There's just not really a good reason for it, in my opinion. And the one thing I did read, I never know how to say his name. Like Nick, God, how do you say it? Like Timmy Rouse?
Yeah, Timorous.
He said this was the first time that they did not put a target date for when to expect inflation below 2%.
It's probably never.
Yeah, that's because they've given up on 2% completely. They've abandoned it. Powell basically said that they don't care anymore. They know they're cooked.
Well, tariffs made it completely impossible for that to happen.
Yeah.
And how did we forget to mention that? That's tomorrow that we're supposed to get a decision. Are we going to get a decision? Yeah. Probably the first question I'm going to ask. Or are they going to kick the can down the road?
Always kick the can down the road.
Slavic childbirth.
Oh, that's I know the COVID chart when I see it.
Yeah.
Why would you show the current ETH chart like that,
man? Yeah. It is what it is.
Interesting too. The poly market odds for the Clarity Act passing in 26 absolutely giga nuked yesterday. I don't know if you guys saw that.
What did?
The odds for the Clarity Act getting signed into law by 2026, they like nuked. It went from like 90 some odd % to like 65.
It's probably better that it doesn't get passed. It would be my hot take. I don't know. I think because it does kind of like it kind of destroys crypto's own ability to generate like native yield from stable coins in a little bit, right? Like that's my understanding of the current iteration of the bill as it's trying to be passed, which is why Coinbase threw a temper tantrum, because, you know, how are they going to keep paying people 5% on USDC or more if if they're basically like regulating those yields a lot more tightly? Am I understanding it correctly, though? Can the comments help me out with the Clarity Act? Is it just like extremely bearish Coinbase if it passes, or is it bearish if it doesn't pass?
I think it's bearish if it doesn't pass.
I think it's kind of like they need to fix a lot of the issues in it. Joe talked about it on the space the other day. He said something along kind of along the lines that, you know, you have a lot of entrepreneurs in the space right now, or people that want to be entrepreneurs that don't have the regulatory clarity. There's a lot of confusion. And from like a yield generation perspective, as of right now, like the banks want kind of like their hands in on it. And two, like the yields that they provide, from what I understand, are not as attractive versus just owning like a long-term treasury, right? Or a bond. You know, it's, I mean, they like literally can't even compete with like United States treasuries, which is, I think, what kind of the treasury is worried about, and what the banks are worried about is that it further exacerbates the lack of demand there is currently for like the 2-year, the 10-year. And so that's what they're trying to probably prevent from happening.
Because I know my pushback with it was always, I mean, how is Coinbase offering you better yields than treasuries and bonds? You know, explain that one for me, Coinbase. And I think if we really dug deep into that question, they probably don't want to answer it. That is where crypto obviously is a bit of like a black box. But at the same time, yeah, this comment, you know, banks are greedy. We know, look, like, let's call a spade. Both parties at the end of the day are trying to do what they are going to most benefit from at the end of the day. So
I think too, from like a healthy market dynamics perspective, like if you looked at Coinbase in the bear market in 22, like you could go buy their debt and earn like 11%. You know, it was, you know, borderline to the point where, okay, this debt is probably not good debt and Coinbase is going to be going under. But, you know, they obviously came out of it just fine. And that's one of the risks you take for, you know, essentially buying, you know, risky or high yield debt or higher yielding debt, is that it's generally higher risk. And if, you know, they allow it, you know, there's probably going to be some events, or not necessarily events, but there's probably going to be some, you know, yield farming mechanisms that, you know, maybe blow up. And that's the equivalent to, you know, some of these companies like buying Oracle debt right now, is the fact, you know, you run the risk of them going bankrupt. It's the same thing. It's the exact same thing. And I think from a market dynamics perspective, you know, the worry that the flood away from US debt is not as important to me as I think that they're making it out to be, because what's going to happen is the market will naturally, you know, find balance in the fact that it's not like everybody's just going to go find yield in crypto, you know, because the risk will present itself. And then if people don't realize that, then they'll find out, and then it'll just, you know, cause more balance, right, and become, you know, healthier for, you know, people that are seeking that, and from like a longer term perspective. So I don't think that, you know, they need to be worried about this, you know, flight from US debt per se, because it'll heal itself in the long run.
I would like for these shadow banks in crypto to kind of get phased out. They don't have to go to zero. You know, I'm not going to super doom on them, but I'd like them to get phased out in favor of DeFi. But that's a process, you know, not really an event.
They'll finagle their way in. They'll adapt. They'll a lot of I think what we're seeing, especially over the last year or so, still really feels like there's a changing of hands happening in this market where banks see what's coming, the U.S. see what's coming with this industry. Although it's been price action wise pretty crappy. This is where large players accumulate, right? If they're gonna adopt an asset class and incorporate it into the traditional finance world, which is heavily guarded and protected, they're going to burn it down to the ground, pick up the pieces, and build it the way they want. I think that's a lot of what we're seeing right now, which is why you have all the rest of the asset classes in the world trading at all-time highs or attempting to break out to all-time highs, and you have crypto kind of shit in the bed. I think that's by design, right? They know it's coming. I think the Clarity Act is going to be a big green light. I don't see a scenario where that doesn't pass and it's bullish, right? Like the Clarity Act getting passed, there's going to be some things that are good and some things that are bad, right? It's like the first piece of like legislative, I'm not big on that. I'm not the exact wordage, but it's the first piece of documents pretty much green lighting and giving these large institutions, the okay to start doing business in this industry, which has been a giant question mark for years, right? So sure, we've had some bull cycles in that kind of question mark phase. Now to the point where it's like, is this going to be a real asset class, or is this going to be, combined into traditional finance in some way, shape, or form, or is it just the wild, wild west? So once that does get passed, I could see that being a big potential bullish tailwind. Because now, people like Prometheus said, like entrepreneurs in this space, people want to do business in this space, but they don't want to get sued by the SEC for doing the wrong thing. Like, who regulates crypto? Who's allowed to do business? What can you do? What can't you do? We saw like Gary Gensler with the SEC over the last 2 or 3 years, not anymore, but when he was in power, just going around suing, every other company that was doing business in crypto, whether we're doing, good or bad. I think the Clarity Act is super important. Gives that green light for these institutions, big money, to say, okay, this is legitimized finally, and now we could start either getting involved in businesses or straight up investing in protocols and stuff like that. So it's something we want to see get passed for sure, in my opinion, and the sooner the better. So them dragging their feet on this could also be part of the reason why we haven't seen any signs of life just yet. But I think once we do, it should be bullish, in my opinion.
I think this is an important question to ask also. And I honestly think the response to that is going to be that I feel crypto is going to fracture into 2 different types of assets, which are obviously going to be your more regulated and vanilla C DeFi, right? I've seen that term used before. And then obviously you're going to see it fracture a lot more into, the unregulated version of crypto. And I don't know necessarily how that's going to bifurcate just yet, but I do believe that is going to occur at some point through time, right? And demand, because as much as we want crypto to be adopted and obviously have that translate to price appreciation, I do think that crypto is probably not meant to be regulated personally. And at the very least, there's going to remain a niche demand for coins and digital assets that are just simply non-sovereign storages of value, which I've said before. As far as what those assets are, I don't know. I don't really think I would consider Bitcoin to be in that like it's a non-sovereign storage of value, but it's not like Bitcoin's dollarized at this point. So I don't know. I think if I were trying to buy something explicitly to be a non-sovereign storage of value, I might buy something other than Bitcoin. But that's not to say that I'm thematically bearish on Bitcoin. Who's getting that?
I think Lou's getting
Not me.
alerts
He's a
going left and
popular
right.
guy.
Not me.
What does XMR look like?
Let's look at it.
I don't think XMR looks good anymore. I
don't
think it.
You tell him, Jackus. You tell him.
I do love XM though. Like,
I loved XMR and I squeezed the absolute maximum out of it, I feel. But after it break to new all-time highs, that's when it was supposed to keep the momentum going, but instead it dragged and failed to hold its supports. So I don't think this is net positive for it.
yeah, it looks rough. It looks rough. The accumulation continues, but oh man, it looks really so bad when you take log off.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's hard to recover from a move like that, but we'll see. Just seems like another money laundering or money cleaning operation from
What do I-
Bitcoin profits being taken.
What do I think long term for Monero? Well, it's definitely surpassed the test of the time, that's for sure. But when it comes to price as like an investable vehicle, I don't think it looks good anytime soon. So I would rather wait for some type of 2022-23 accumulation mode. And then perhaps if it's favorable, you can look to invest again. But until then, right now, in my opinion, Monero is a pass for a long time.
Should I talk about it?
Hit them.
I think Zcash is completely fried. There's nothing about the structure that is appeasing to me.
Man, that's a rough chart. It honestly kind of reminds me of Altcoin chart in 2022. It's like a super, super vague reference. Not a high time frame chart, but like I remember, I think it was April in 2022, Filecoin did like 100% pump and ended up barting the whole thing and dropping like 80% or more.
Let's see. I haven't looked at this chart in I don't even know how long. Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah. You get kind of like these like illiquid squeezes. It looks very similar to XRP, in my opinion, where we're at locally speaking, where you're kind of putting in a little bit, you had like your illiquid short covering, short squeeze rally, and there's just like no demand in the chart. Like it broke back down below structure. Buyers are not wanting to step in. I'm like, what are we talking about here? Right? What are we talking about?
Looks horrendous. And I have a I have a great video about that. Fuck crypto. The idiot who showed you the bullshit coin cannot tell you when it's gonna get unfucked. Oh my god.
Man, looking at volatility, I'm like, equities are going to rug like soon.
This volatility coil, man, is just like it's edging.
Yeah.
It's edging so hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming though. Yeah, I would not underestimate the ferocity of a potential like 6 to 8 month range breakdown as far as positioning goes.
You guys see Carvana?
Yeah.
I saw it nuked after hours, but I also saw that it rebounded pretty hard today, right?
Well,
is it retracing that?
Well, I mean, it rebounded decently, but I mean, it's like this company is so cooked.
Well, it's been a
Man, that's a crazy looking Microsoft chart.
wasn't Carvana a meme stock? I saw that it was a meme stock.
Kind of was. You know, they have, so in they essentially have like, they sell used cars and they have like these glass towers and the cars like are in the glass towers. And but the thing is like, I don't know anybody that buys a car from Carvana. 1, 2, Trump's new, you know, like taxation deal for people to buy American made cars, new American made cars, then get massive tax write-offs, kind of blows apart Carvana's business model. And they're also doing some super sketch accounting stuff right now, like Enron style accounting stuff. Yeah, and just look at this chart, I'm like, man.
Yeah, I mean, the way I could see it is that like people saw this company being pretty shite and they decided to treat it as a meme stock and traded it for thousands of %, probably tens of thousands of % from the lows. Similarly as, you know, people trade crypto. But no.
It does look like the Microsoft chart, though. I do want to point that out. Is Bill Gates in hiding? Question mark.
I mean,
he's definitely not buying the stock.
I was gonna make some Epstein comments, but I thought I wouldn't.
I don't want to get demonetized by YouTube.
Yeah.
Man, and Netflix looks really bad too.
That's a stock that I keep ignoring because it trades so schizo. But maybe I should be paying more attention to it.
I've actually been enjoying Amazon Prime Video a lot more than I have been Netflix recently.
Really?
Yeah.
What pisses me off about Amazon Prime is that I have to buy the movies. And I'm already paying a subscription fee for, and I have to still buy these things. Why? Just annoying.
I think more so it's about the quality of what they put on their streaming platform. Like Netflix to me has been so dead. Like there's just nothing to watch.
That's real. No, like Netflix, I think my wife speed ran everything to watch on Netflix, and now she's, I kid you not, she's now like just chilling on my Crunchyroll.
Crunchyroll is awesome.
I know.
The hell is Crunchyroll?
You wouldn't get it.
Yeah, you wouldn't understand.
Yeah, this is a short that they squeezed me on. I was building a nice short here. They squeezed me, and then they dropped it. Bastards.
I have a friend who said he's not touching Amazon longs until Bezos is forced back into the CEO role. And you know what? I thought it was pretty good logic. What do you guys think about the fact that that Apple is the only member of the Mag 7 seemingly to be like just not like the only one without insane capex?
I think that could be an intelligent business strategy where they allow other people to innovate to where they don't have to actually go out and have all this capital expenditure to do so. And then they come in once whatever is proven out, and adopt whatever technology that is without having to have as much expenditures along the way. I don't know what Apple's doing though with their business model. Like, are they going to AI? I mean, we heard talks about EV cars in the past.
They're just running a good consumer business.
I guess so.
And
Yeah,
soon they'll be big into space satellite technology.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever that's going to be a thing. I feel like that is like the single most speculative thing you can invest in, like space.
Yeah, absolutely.
How are you even going to make money from that?
Is that the new AI? Just say space, right?
Data centers in space.
Automated
What do you
trading
think of the
in
new
space.
super cycle?
Dude, the Razor scooters were just shin destroyers.
Dude, I was a killer on the Razor scooter, man. I used to go down these like massive hills with just no shoes or socks on, and you can't even brake.
Because if you use the brake with
Just
no
burning
shoes on,
your foot.
yes, it's so hot. It's so hot. Oh my goodness.
God, those were the days.
Yeah, but back to Apple, I think that could be huge, actually.
What, Razor scooters?
No, the fact that they are not that they are not doing this insane amounts of capex,
Yeah.
and saving it, like, you can think about it that, like, they are saving the cash for whenever they see it worth investing into something they found worthy. You could think of, like, it's basically like you as a trader, when you sit on a capital, when you just do not see anything, like you see all these, guys investing into, poop ass coins, and sometimes something like pops up, but then it rocks. And you are like, you know what? This is not investable. And you will just sit on your cash and wait for the right opportunity. And then everything starts rugging. And then everyone's broke, but you have all this liquidity left. And that's where I feel Apple could be. It will depend, it will depend. It's always, there's always pros and cons. Like, obviously, they could get left behind. Or it could be a more, 200 IQ move. I think the stock price looks decent still.
Yeah, I mean, there's part of me that feels like Apple is just doing a massive vertical accumulation.
I know what you mean exactly. Tell me.
It's like if you zoom way out, right? Like, it's just an intriguing coil to me.
Yeah, this could be ready to go parabolic too at the same time.
Cylinder.
Livermore.
Little
This could be doing
cylinder.
this before this. But more locally, I think it has some room to the downside. I got some hedges in Apple specifically.
Yeah, it does, Dorito. It absolutely does. Look at that comment.
Yeah, the TWAP. Oh wow, Bitcoin's green. Holy crap.
News. What's the news?
Was there news? Was there news? Like, honestly, I've
If we're green, there must be news.
done a lot of low time frame observing over the years. Like, what is this? This is a new one for me.
Dude, if you look at Bitcoin, how it was trading the other day, I was like looking at it on the 5-minute. I mean, it literally went dead sideways for like 2 hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
Low vol chop.
I mean, literally sideways for like 2 hours straight.
Man, I've been kind of waiting for a squeeze back up to like 69. I don't know if we do it yet, but I feel like it's coming.
I'd say 79.
Dude, if we get a
That's a
squeeze
real
of
squeeze.
79, I am shorting. I'm betting the house. With the proper setup, of course.
This channel's been pretty clean
With protection, of course.
since Sunday.
Yeah. Looks like all those highs want to get rinsed.
Yeah. That's what it looks like it's setting up for.
Mm-hmm.
Careful on the short side.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
How about World Liberty Fi caught a little pop yesterday? I saw they had like a big event, which I didn't even realize until like a day or two ago. But they had a lot of big names at their event, like pretty much all the big names from all the major U.S. banks. Had CZ there. You had Brian Armstrong. You had everybody there. It was pretty. I think it was a significant event, but we saw World Liberty Fi pop into it. This is one I've been watching for a while. Did some nibbling down here.
Did you guys see Eric Trump announced we've acquired $1 billion worth of Bitcoin or something along those lines? And then did you guys see Wabi's tweet?
No.
Said he tweeted at Netanyahu, said, "Please exterminate this devil."
Wow.
He said, "Netanyahu, please exterminate this devil."
Obviously, end up getting himself accidentally banned from X. What a guy.
Have you seen this?
Dude.
I love the line. This time it was me.
This time it was me.
But soon.
That's so real. Because I would never do this.
It actually kind of looks like Pepe a little bit. Pull it up.
Dude, it's cheaper to buy an AR-15 than it is to buy 64 gigs of RAM. What does this world come to?
Honestly,
Yeah.
like you say 64
Yeah,
gigs of RAM,
Prometheus.
that means nothing to me. Like I have no idea what you're saying when you say that.
Mhm.
How much is that?
It's the right amount. That's what I'll say. Dude, for instance, I bought 64 gigs of RAM. I think it was like 4 or 5 years ago. It was like $200. It's like $1,000 now. Nothing has changed about it. Still the same product.
Yeah. The RAMs are too expensive. It does remind me though, I do not
The
know if you
GPUs.
remember. Yeah, but I was buying GPU for my PC in 2017. It
Mm,
was so freakishly expensive because of all the crypto mining at the time.
yeah.
Like everyone bought GPUs to mine Bitcoin and Ether and Litecoin and cryptos. This time around, everyone's using RAMs to power AI, and it feels exactly the same. And then you have all these mega tech companies doing the most insane capex in history, and it makes you wonder: is it 2017 but for AI?
Mm, mm,
I don't know, but it's definitely one similarity.
hmm So what, in 4 years, you're saying the AI is going to have like an NVIDIA style trade?
No, I was more like thinking that prices need to get back into the balance.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
But no, I said this from the beginning. Like AI is not a bubble. I mean, people view bubbles as a with bad connotation. But bubbles is just like a good market getting out of or mostly good market that gets into just extreme valuations, and so it needs to cool down for a little. But it can show you where like the market is heading, and generally speaking, I think that I lost my sentence anyway. I was gonna say something regarding the the Rams and stuff, but anyway.
Speaking of vertical accumulation, I know we've talked bearish on Tesla. This could also be vertically accumulation as well.
Yeah, it's hard. It's like one of those charts where, I feel like it could go either way, you know?
Yeah, this could either be pre-parabola, right? The bullish compression at the highs, or this is like pulling an ETH, right? Just like barely sweeping the all-time highs and coming all the way back down to the lows. No, I don't understand curling.
I also don't understand curling.
My girlfriend does lots of curling in our house. Like she
Oh, did the Czechs lose yesterday, Jackus?
curling?
No, hockey.
Yeah. We love
Sorry.
hockey.
That was
It
tough.
was-
I was
it was,
watching that game.
I still blame referee actually to some degree, because like, listen, Canada is definitely the favorite, and they were favorite to win the game anyway. But and I'm very proud of our boys to give them a tough battle until like it headed to overtime. But I think in the second, especially in the second period, there was like two body checks on our main guy, Pastrňák, and there was even blood coming out of his mouth, and they never put Canada into or like send them to the to the bench and made us play power play. But when we did it, just very lightly, they sent us two times in or like Canada into a power play. So I felt that was really unfair, and that's also when Canada scored a second goal, and it was 2-2. But Yeah. Anyway, I'm not gonna blame it on the referee. I think there were some like unfair times, but generally, again, I would just say I'm proud of the boys that they gave really tough fight to Canada, which is definitely number one to win the tournament. I also think that the groups were really like unfairly staged. Like when you think about it, when you think that we were like Czech, Switzerland, and Canada, which are all really decent hockey teams, in the same group, and then you had sorry guys, but you guys from US, you were with you had like Germany, Latvia, I believe, and what was the last team that was like Italy or something.
So you're saying we're like the New England Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was
That's what I heard.
the Danes. So that was really not really tough group. So it was very easy for them to, it was very easy for one of those underdogs to end up second, which was essentially Germany, and then they got beaten 6-2 by Slovakia in quarterfinals. So, yeah, I like some unfairness that I felt, but essentially, I still think that Canada's gonna win anyway, and happy of our boys to put up a good fight.
This is a good question. I need everyone to go around.
Dude, I haven't maxed bench press since high school.
It's one of the worst lifts for your body.
It is. I haven't maxed either, but I could tell you how much weight it's done.
Tucker, it's the only lift that Tucker does.
What'd you say, Tommy?
I haven't maxed in a while, but I can tell you how much weight I'm pressing and how many reps I'm doing it for. Like, good enough.
Yeah, good enough.
Yeah.
I definitely know that the heaviest bench is the guy who holds most ease, because like to hold those types of bags, man, you just gotta be very strong.
Tommy, what are your numbers then? What are we talking about?
I'm pressing like 275. I mean, not like on the bench, just like a normal bench press machine. I'm doing that like 5 sets of 6 at 275.
Is that cable?
No, it's just like
a Smith machine.
No, it's shit, man.
I
It's
know
like
what you're talking about. Just like where you stack the plates on the side and just
yeah.
But you don't do an actual bench.
Well, yeah, no, I don't think I can really with my shoulder.
Oh, that's true.
Mm-hmm. Is that for life, Tommy?
Yes and no. I mean, it's like if you dislocated your shoulder before, fun fact, there's about an 80% likelihood of you dislocating it again. So that is something that I'm going to have to be mindful of. But generally, after like 2 years, the cartilage, from what I've read, is like fully healed. So as long as I'm not a complete idiot for another year, I should be fine.
I used to be able to get 315. I don't know if I could get it anymore. I can get 275, but I'll just do 225. I'll like do sets of 225 when I'm just doing bench. You know what I mean? 275 for 5 reps is hard. Yeah, holy shit. Of course.
Yeah, it's. I don't think I could bench 275. You gotta understand, I'm a smaller guy though, so I only weigh like 175.
Well, yeah, but you're still. I mean, you still bench way more than your weight, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I just haven't maxed out.
More than your weight. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could probably hit 225 again. I haven't done it in a while, but I'm sure I could hit it if I tried. But
see, I'm doing a lot of
more training.
Yeah, I mean, I do a lot of curls, mainly with beer steins. That's my that's my bicep workouts.
Based.
I know Jack is in a similar boat as me.
Totally.
Dude, I know Wabi's bench pressing like
400.
Yeah, I just know it.
He's just bouncing that shit off his chest.
His
Yeah.
belly.
Guy's a monster.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I remember, where were we, Tucker, where I was like, I need to arm wrestle Wabi.
Dude. Wabi, I'm sorry, but Wabi's too large, bro. He would
I
have.
know Wabi would cook my ass.
He would have got me, bro. His arms are like this big around. Dude. Like, it's not even fair.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. Dude, every time I see Wabi in person, which is like once every 18 months or something, probably at this point, he wants to wrestle every time. He wants to I never do it because I don't want to do that.
Oh my god.
When hype was at 60. Yeah. People sleep on Will too, man. Will's a big boy.
We got a football team.
Will's a big boy. Ed's a
Bro.
big dude. Patriots have lost control. Bitcoin fixes this.
This is what's going on.
Janet Yellen.
Oh my god.
The biggest issue for ETH price is that ETH can work without being highly priced. I've come to that.
That is the problem. Yeah, ETH could be $10 and it would still work just fine.
And they'd still capture no revenue, and it'd still be slow as shit, and they'd still have a soy ass dev. You know what I'm saying?
Do you remember when Degen Peng called Vitalik a DMT entity?
I see that. That makes a lot of sense. I like that. I did not see that though.
Who is
He did that like back in, I think it was March or April.
Dude. Oh my god. Who's
the
drawing
roll.
on? Who's this? Is this Louis?
Yes, he's the gray.
How do
I'm
you
the
not know
yellow.
by now, bro?
All right,
How do you
all
not
Look at
know?
the top left. It says green L. Mine's a P.
Okay, all right.
Kind of insulted.
Your guys' things are very similar. Okay.
What are you talking about?
Dude,
Maybe me and Tom.
Here, 1 sec. No,
Yeah, yours and Tommy's. All of
One
you guys
sec.
actually.
this is similar to Louis.
Hold on.
No, look at Louis.
All right. Yeah, okay. All right. Whatever. All four of you guys have very similar setups, low key.
My gray is a little lighter than Louis.
Except me. I'm black and white.
And then I'm like standard anti-blue light, vanilla, green, red bars.
Yeah, you copied me pretty much.
Shut
Any
the
of
fuck
you
up.
guys
I was
use-
asking
That's what happened.
Any of you guys
we all
use
copied
the black
Macus.
background?
Max.
Mackies.
Macus.
The cream
Any of you-
background is nice, though. I'll say that.
But you guys use black background?
No, it's like cream.
I don't think I've ever used a black background.
Oh,
I
I
did.
used to have a I used to have a
Do you know
black.
when, Tommy? When I was using the Meta Trader, back when I was trading Forex, like
Oh,
you know,
God.
My goodness.
yeah,
That's a throwback.
yeah, it is.
Before my time.
I
But
might-
I
I might-
I saw Mr. Spread post a screenshot of that this week.
Little MetaTrader 4.
Yeah.
I may switch to Tucker's old color scheme. Black,
black
was
with
it
the-
light blue and purple?
Yeah, bro, do it. Do it.
How about black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow?
Oh, what you know about Wiz Khalifa, Jackus?
Nothing.
Wow.
Nothing. I used to go to the Wiz concerts.
I don't know, man. This space feels like
Didn't I say when we made this deal that the rating agencies, the SEC, and the big banks were clueless? Didn't I say that?
Yes, you
Didn't I say it?
Yes, you did. You did.
Shut up.
You did.
Now their foot's on fire. They think their steak is done, and you're surprised?
That's not stupidity, that's fraud.
Tell me the difference between stupid and illegal, and I'll have my wife's brother arrested.
That was funny.
I guess you just don't realize how clueless the system really is. Yes, there's some shady shit going down, but trust me, it's fueled by stupidity. Look at yourselves.
You tell me the difference between stupid and fraudulent. I'll have my wife's brother arrested. That is funny.
he was talking about Do Kwon, by the way. Those are you guys. I think people just don't realize how much lower we are going if ETH breaks lower. Or like, I'm speaking of April lows last year.
Yeah.
I think people don't realize.
That is a chart.
Yeah.
When can we bid cats? Brother. I wish I could like put a, you guys know the guy with the hand on his friend's shoulder, that meme.
Yeah, I know.
I wish I could put that up right now.
Yeah. If I was on my desktop, then I would just pull it out immediately, of course, because I have it saved up there. I didn't do a full backup here on my laptop.
I hope to bid cats again someday, but right now Ethereum needs you, brother. Not the cat.
Yeah.
I miss that meme that Silico used to post. Open interest needs you.
What price do you guys like accumulating Bitcoin?
Once it shows me its
Are
bottom.
you asking for my entries?
Yes.
I just
Nice
want to be
try.
patient, man. I just want to be patient. Like, let a range form. Let, either, we have a broader financial market event, right? 08 style, COVID style, 2000 style, whatever, right? Where everything is selling off in tandem. And when you get those like max heightened fear sentiment by that, and if it's a crypto, concentrated event, then I want to wait for a range to form. That's kind of how I'm approaching it. And I don't really care what price it is. I mean, if it happens at 66, if it happens at, 50, if it happens at 30, I don't care. Just, wherever your opportunity presents itself.
Fuck crypto. You don't need the anxiety. Before you bought.
Real.
Fuck crypto.
I remember my stink bids. I had stink bids set at like 17K. And they got filled on this day. That was pretty crazy.
Dude, I think having some super low stink bids like that, I mean, even if you put them at like 30K on Bitcoin, and like 35 and 40. I mean, why not? You know, when those events
even like
happens,
50.
it's gonna
I
be
mean,
so
personally, I'm
know,
good.
starting to
guys.
nibble.
Like
I'm starting to
usually
nibble here.
usually when the market starts talking about like setting up stink bits at absurdly low prices, it's usually time where you start to turn around. Like right now, everyone's discussing Sailor's break even price at, sorry, not break even, but like his sort of liquidation at like, what is it, 9K or 8K, doesn't matter. Like just the fact that people are discussing 9K right now and his liquidation just tells you so much stuff. I heard it was the same. I actually don't remember this conversation regarding Sailor in 2022, although I was live there, but I just somehow don't remember. But obviously, I remember that during every bottom, people were like discussing how, again, 2022, how they will be buying, 10K, 8K, or something like that. In 2018, people were looking to buy the retest of 2013-14 all-time high.
Yeah, I agree,
I,
Zach.
I think the only way we are getting those prices is truly if like World 3 begins here and everything just goes to hell.
Yeah, I totally agree. And one thing telling me that is weekly RSI, right? Like I think weekly RSI fully resetting is significant. We saw it reset here on that day, on this move down on this week. And if you were starting to buy, nibble, and accumulate once the weekly RSI was fully reset, you were buying the general area, whether it was a year long reaccumulation before expansion, or whether it's a shorter bottom, right? There's no guarantees of this. There's no guarantees of a V shape. There's no guarantees we can't go lower, but this is pretty significant to me. We're at the biggest demand level on the chart. We're down 52% off all-time highs. We've seen the bear markets percentage loss reduce each go around. I would assume that would be the same, right? So what did we end up getting to? To this point, we got 76. On the FDX, we got like 78, 79. I would expect that to continue to be lower. So 60%, 50%, maybe that's a sweet spot, maybe it's not, but I'm definitely starting to nibble, definitely starting to reaccumulate Bitcoin, stack sats. If we go lower, great, I get more at discount. If we somehow reclaim like 70K, I'll buy more on a confirmation of potential reversal. But I totally agree. Everyone's talking about how low Bitcoin can go. The same way how everyone was talking how high Bitcoin can go up here, right? And including myself, right? Including myself. Like when you start hearing those discussions, although we were even hearing them here, it's getting even worse now. I agree that people are discussing lower targets. Usually you're at general, and the weekly RSI is giving some confirmation of that. So I'm not going to go all in, right? It's a slow DCA style process, I think, is the safest way to go about it. But pretty much starting back to what I was doing back here in 2022 before I rode this all the way up. So we'll see how it goes. But I'm a notional Bitcoin buyer at these levels. First time buying spot since like 2022. So yeah, that's the plan for me.
Lee, are you buying actual spot or are you looking to buy like one-to-one leverage or some, let's say, stock product?
I've actually been buying IBIT this go around.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
Yeah.
I bought spot last cycle, threw it in a ledger. This go around I'm buying. It just kind of turned out that big sell-off event it was like Thursday or Friday 2 weeks ago. I just happened to have cash sitting in my my brokerage versus like free, stables. So that's just kind of how it played out. But honestly, I don't mind it. Like I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to worry about losing my seed phrase. I don't have to worry about losing my ledger. I don't have to worry about someone taking the ledger out of my house. You know what I mean? Like I honestly, it's kind of like I kind of don't hate it just buying IBIT versus buying actual spot, which is I thought I'd never say, but I'm sure if I continue to DCA and get more time to, I'll probably get some spot as well, just so I have some on my person at all times. But yeah, I'm buying IBIT.
I mean, it works until you live in the Netherlands, and it's kind of a
Right.
problem.
Yeah.
Wait until you guys get 36% unrealized tax on profits.
Yeah, it's crazy. I've seen that video circling around of like who's running that country, I guess. Interesting. But all right.
Then you will want to own spot Bitcoin, actual spot Bitcoin.
Yeah.
But yeah, as Tucker said, let's wrap it up.
All right. That's probably a good spot, guys. We hope you enjoyed the show today. A reminder that we host Market Check throughout the week when the New York Stock Exchange is open on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So we'll be back here tomorrow to help you wrap up your week, send you off to your weekend, hopefully on the right foot. But make sure you all hit the like button and subscribe if you've not done so already and you enjoyed the show. We also have Market Talk hosted by King Wabi and the Because Bitcoin X account. So make sure you stay following and subscribe to both of those accounts so you can be notified when we start our afternoon spaces, which is Market Talk. Our typical start time is around 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But of course, by following these accounts, you can know exactly when we go live. But yeah, we hope you guys wrap up your day at Market Talk. But until then, we will see you guys tomorrow for another episode of Market Check. But thanks again. Have a great rest of your day. And of course, everybody stay safe.